the reason I stopped you, you didn't signal your lane change, and we're going about 15 to 18 miles an hour in a 45 mile an hour zone. How much have you had to drink tonight? What's that? I said, how much have you had to drink tonight? You don't want to answer that question? Okay. Hey, sir, I'm going to have you step out of the car for me, okay? So how much have you had to drink?
I'm not going to answer any questions.
Okay. Would you want to do some voluntary tests for me to make sure that you're safe to drive?
Nope.
Okay. All right, go ahead and turn around, face your vehicle. Sure. Place your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers with your palms together.
On the evening of December 3rd, 2021, Harris Elias and his 15-year-old son were driving home from dinner at a taco spot in Fort Collins, Colorado, when they were pulled over by Officer Jason Haferman from the Fort Collins Police Department. The 15-year-old single father of 3 was uneasy and put up his defenses immediately. Elias says that Haferman asked him if he knew why he was being pulled over, and then asked if Elias had had anything to drink. That's when Elias Harris knew it was happening all over again. See, back in January of 2021, just 2 years earlier, Elias had been arrested by another cop from the Loveland, Colorado Police Department. And yes, that's the same Loveland Police Department that brutalized 73-year-old dementia patient Karen Garner, resulting in the conviction of the 2 police officers involved and ended up costing the city $3 million. It's the same Loveland Police Department that settled a $290,000 lawsuit for unconstitutionally detaining and injuring Preston Soule, and it's the same department that shot Wendy Love's curious, playful puppy. This particular night, Loveland officer William Gates arrested Elias on suspicion of driving under the influence. And here's how that unfolded.
3300 South College, Tom John Ocean 015 on a silver Nissan Armada.
New pending incident.
Oh boy.
81.
181.
Be out with.
Hi, how you doing? Good. Hey, Officer Gates. The reason I stopped you, you didn't signal your lane change, and we're going about 15 to 18 miles an hour in a 45 mile an hour zone. No, you moved from the center lane over to the left lane, and you failed to signal your lane change. Okay. All right. You have your driver's license and insurance with you? Yeah, that's cool. How much have you had to drink tonight? What's that? I said, how much have you had to drink tonight? You don't want to answer that question? Okay. Well, I smell the overwhelming odor of alcohol coming from your vehicle. Hey, sir, I'm going to have you step out of the car for me, okay? All right, you can just leave your phone in the car. Sure. Okay, come on back here for me. All right, man. So the reason that I asked you out of the car is obviously I could smell an overwhelming odor of alcohol. Don't fall over there. Coming from your vehicle. Your eyes are bloodshot, watery, glassy. So how much have you had to drink?
I'm not going to answer any questions.
Okay. Would you want to do some voluntary tests for me to make sure that you're safe to drive?
Nope.
Okay. All right, go ahead and turn around, face your vehicle.
Sure.
Place your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers with your palms together. Okay, so would you like to take a chemical test of your blood or your breath?
A breath test.
A breath test. Okay, just hang tight for a second. I'll be right back.
At the police station, Officer Gates administers the breathalyzer test, and Harris blew triple zeros. Instead of releasing Harris, Gates takes Harris to the hospital to receive a blood test. The blood test came back 2 months later, negative for drugs and alcohol. What Harris was unaware of at the time is that the Loveland Police Department gets money, grants, and awards just for making DUI arrests. They even have timed competitions with other police departments to see who can get the most DUI arrests in one weekend. Back to the Fort Collins stop 2 years after the Loveland stop, Elias Harris is understandably nervous. In his words, terrified that the same thing was going to happen. And it did. According to the police report, Officer Haferman claimed Elias' eyes were glossy, pupils constricted, and his breathing was deep, and immediately placed him under arrest to get tested for drugs and alcohol at a local hospital. A Colorado Bureau of Investigation Forensic Services lab reported later that they detected no drugs or alcohol in his system. But before those results came back, Elias was already going through the hell inflicted by this stop. Elias said, quote, "I can't explain what it's like walking through the hospital handcuffed, to see how people look at you and how the staff interacts with you. It was really degrading." The humiliation, he said, was just the start. When he was allowed to bond out of jail 3 days later, he said that he had to deal with Child Protective Services and beg a judge to let him have contact with his son. That's because in Colorado, state laws dictate that an individual who commits a DUI that involves a child can also be prosecuted for child abuse, which is another charge Elias faces in addition to driving under the influence and careless driving. Elias eventually got all the charges dropped after approximately 2 months, but he said the sting hasn't gone away. Elias Harris is a contractor and a pilot.
Do I have an opportunity to read the form?
Here's the deal. I'm not going to play this game, okay?
I'm not
This
playing
is
a
the
game,
same-
sir. This is my freedom that you're talking
Lower
about.
your voice.
Not only was Elias' family jeopardized, when his name was entered into the police system as a DUI offender, the FAA got an alert, which set off an investigation. Harris said it took months of work to resolve issues with the Federal Aviation Administration over his arrest. In an interview, Elias said that supervisors need to be held accountable for officers' mistakes. He said it's easy to throw the officer under the bus and say, well, he did it and she did it or he did it, but that's really not entirely true. He did it based on the culture he was trained in and based on the culture that was surrounding him in his department and other departments as well. He also said the system is still set up to protect these bad officers and stand in the way of systemic change that would protect people from wrongful arrests. He claims that he chose to settle due to the expense of continuing a legal fight against the town as well as the emotional toll. He said, quote, "Agreeing to a settlement that allowed the town and police to avoid admitting culpability was very tough for me to swallow. No longer do I or my children think of officers as a safe place to go, as a safe person, or as a safe resource." He said he hoped that his lawsuit would begin to chip away at the broken system that allows false arrests to go unpunished. He calls it a David and Goliath situation. He said, in this case, we won a couple of the rounds, and the rest is to be carried out by others. So we have another Back the Blue Till It Happens to You member. And frankly, we need more. Only then can we make a real change.
Recently, there has been some criticism of our department's handling of impaired driving cases. It is important for me to stress the professional review is not an acknowledgement to the validity or accuracy of the specific complaints made by certain individuals about our DUI program.
I believe that when this officer or any officer in this department makes an arrest, it's based on solid probable cause.
Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comments section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. If you want to support the channel further, grab a shirt, become a channel member, but more importantly, know your rights, stand for your rights, and exercise your rights. If you don't exercise your rights, you'll lose them. I'll see you in the next video.